Hey everyone, welcome back to the Atypical Declutter Game. My name is April and you are at Atypical Life. Today is day 26, plan ahead. Alright, this one sounds really easy, but if you know that you have a life-changing event coming up, go ahead and start decluttering ahead of time. If you're getting married, having a baby, you have an elderly family member that's maybe leaving you with some sort of stuff to sort through, you're moving, do you struggle with chronic illness, are you getting older? Haha, that last one was a trick. Because the truth is, we're all getting older and we just cannot foresee all of life's obstacles. And it's even more reason to just start decluttering in advance. When that challenge or obstacle happens, you're going to have enough stress, and worrying about clutter is really only going to add to it. And every once in a while, I can think back to some decision that I made and think that was such a good decision. One of those was decluttering before I had a baby. And I don't, it wasn't that not just as you go, declutter as you go, that I talk about a lot. Decluttering, it was really intense. It was KonMari. It was a round of KonMari and a round of something else, and maybe another round. I don't know. I don't remember. But anyways, it was very intense. I was making sure that every room in my house had empty space, because I knew that once I brought in another person into the house, that that person would need space in every single room of my house. So even if maybe an elderly relative's coming to live with you, they're going to need space pretty much in every room of the house. And I decluttered a ton of books during this period, and someone I knew was a little bit concerned about me and the books especially, let's be honest. And they asked me one day and they said, "What are you going to do, put the baby on the bookshelf?" And it's like, why would I be letting go of all of this stuff for a baby? That was that was kind of the common question. It was like, I've heard of nesting, but I was getting rid of half my house. And the truth was, babies come with toys and blankets and stuffed animals and all kinds of lovely things that you can put on a bookshelf. So no, I wasn't putting my baby on the bookshelf. I was putting all of its stuff. And thank God I cleared that bookshelf, because the relief that I feel when I see my house now, at having a kiddo in the house for 6 years, and the chaos and the stuff and how overwhelmed I get, and how just sometimes I feel like the whole world is crashing down on me. I just did sort of a raw video about that the other day. It's kind of impromptu, spur of the moment, but I just wanted to share those feelings with you. But those moments when I get so low like that, I am just so thankful that I did that huge declutter, because had I not done that huge declutter, I would have all that stuff too. So moving, inheriting, downsizing, wanting to be able to travel, a growing kid, these are all things that I keep in mind when I'm decluttering, so that I can motivate myself to the absolute max of my potential to be just that much more ahead of the stress. Because when you are in the midst of all the things coming, and the stress can get out of control just so quickly, because that's the thing about your house. Your house is not the main focus ever. It's just the thing that's supposed to be in order, and you're coming and going. Your house isn't the focal point most of the time, unless you're having a party or you're enjoying a night at home. But you know what I mean? The house is just supposed to be in order, so we don't have all this time to deal with it. I don't know if that's even making sense, but anyways, I just feel like this is how every episode of Hoarders starts, and that is, I had a little mess, and then X happened. Then I had a bigger mess, and then Y happened. And I was so overwhelmed when Z happened. Now it's just completely out of my control, and there's nothing I could do about it. Isn't that pretty much the storyline for every Hoarders episode? So not trying to scare you, not trying to make you feel like you're gonna lose it. The point is to start these habits, start implementing these habits every day in preparation for life, because life is about changing and growing. And even if you think you're going to stay exactly the same for the next 10 years, you have no idea. if you're not planning ahead and like preparing in advance and like thinking about what are the possibilities, you're making room for the possibilities in your life. So isn't that truly, so the point is, just start now. Start implementing the habits now. Start implementing the tips now. Start decluttering as you go. Start thinking ahead. Like, what's coming up? Christmas? You know, do you like, I like to declutter my living room before Christmas because, especially with a kid and new toys and, you know, all the new stuff coming in. So just think ahead. Use that as motivation because you need it. Do it now. If you can do it now, it'll be so much better in the future. I have to tell myself this. This is, you know, I struggle. If you didn't know, like from the last video, I've said it before, I'm not just here to like preach at you. This is about me working through these things as I'm like kind of telling them to you and what's working for me and what I know works for me, and I'm sharing those with you, but also reminding myself. So this is sort of this is a back and forth. I know, and that's just, you know, here I am. So prepare in advance. All right. Thank you guys. I hope that was a little blue, but anyways, I love you guys. Thank you so much for hanging out. If you ever want to join in, it's free to go, free to join in. Here we are. All right. I'll see you guys again soon. Bye. Hey guys, welcome back to the Atypical Declutter Game. My name is April and today you are at A.Typical Life. Today is day 27 and this is about chronic stress, the health problems. Ask yourself, is this item worth health problems? And I understand maybe that sounds a little bit ridiculous and a little bit dramatic maybe, but have any of you ever experienced chronic stress to the point of heart issues or anxiety so severe that you start thinking you're having heart issues? Do any of you, like me, so I'm not pointing the finger at anyone, have cortisol belly around your lower abdomen and hormonal issues? This is often a symptom of thyroid issues and other stress-related problems. There are a whole bunch of issues in our body caused by chronic stress, and many of them are serious. They may start really, really small, like slightly out of whack thyroid or a bloated belly, but these problems start to wear and tear at your body, and over time, they can cause really serious issues. Same with having too much stuff. Whether physical or mental, you gotta let yourself have that time to rest and heal and not be constantly juggling too many things around, whether it's physical or mental, like I just said. So as you're decluttering today, ask yourself, is this worth health problems? And as you're going about your task today, ask yourself, is this harming my mental health in the short term? Is it harming my mental health in the long term? And ask, sometimes, you know, we have to do things short term, but they're not long, they're not chronic. This today we're talking about chronic. And just do some assessment on your answers, on the stuff in your house and on the stuff on your to-do list. You know, stressful things for a short period of time, but we really need to focus on those stressful situations that we've committed to over long periods of time and figure out how to make them slightly less stressful. Having a home that is constantly in disarray and overcrowded with items that aren't even useful to you anymore, they're not worth long-term health consequences. Reminding myself of these things as well. But also, I think it's important to look at the flip of this. I love to look at the flip. That's my thing. Obsessing or stressing, trying to get yourself to a certain number of items or a certain aesthetic in your home is equally as hard on your body. It's the same thing. Stress is stress on the inside. So find your middle, get your home, your office, your car, wherever your place is that you can function with ease. Most of the time, get it to that level and just quit stressing. Learn relaxation techniques and coping skills and take care of that body. All right, we'll see you in the next one. Bye. Hey everyone, welcome back to the Atypical Declutter Game. My name is April, and this is White Kitty, and you are at Atypical Life. The cat was happy. I decided it could stay as long as it doesn't cause too many problems. Day 28. How long has this been here? This is another question video. So pick a room that needs tidying in your house, and as you're cleaning up today, ask yourself, how long has this been here? What I've found that is if something has been sitting for just a day or two or less than a week, most likely it just needs to be put away. But if something has been out longer than that, I really need to ask a lot more questions. First, starting with, why is it here? Is it here because I was in a hurry? Or is it because it doesn't have a home? Or is it because I can't get it to its home because it's full or the path to the home is cluttered? Is it a bad habit? Am I planning on using it later? Why is this item here? Answering these questions can be so helpful to you by helping you recognize what your next step needs to be with the item. And if you have any bad habits that you need to break or cluttered areas that you need to address. Sometimes we know that we have a cluttered area or a habit, but sometimes these are hidden amongst the chaos, and these items kind of breadcrumb us and give us clues as to where we might look to solve the next problem. If you're thinking, duh, April, my house is cluttered, that's why I'm here. I know. But there's something different when you address the item in this way. Outside of its home, all alone on the table, outside of its place, it turns the thoughts around enough to change your perspective. So with just a few questions, the dishes that I can't put away on the kitchen counter become a clear strategy. Why is this here? Because it doesn't have a home. Well, why doesn't it have a home? Because it's a cup, and the cup area that I currently have is full. So do I really want to keep this cup enough to find it a home? Yes, of course. Am I willing to let go of another cup? I mean, okay, I think there's one that I can swap out. Or if no, I'm not willing to let go of any of my cups. Have I allotted enough space for cups in my life, in my house, in my family system? Are we truly using all of the ones that we have allotted space for, and we're still needing more cups in the rotation? If the answer is yes, then is there another space that I could expand for cups? Is there a category that I'm willing to cut back on if there's no extra spaces in the house? And this is just, you can apply that to anything. Go back with that. Anything that you're struggling with right now, whether it's cups or pots or clothes or shoes or whatever it might be, start there. Ask that question. Why is it here? Why is it out of place? And you will get so much insight on your situations. It's amazing. All right, guys, that's all for today. I will see you in the next one. Hope you're having a great day. Bye. Hi, everyone. So it is finally 2024 and the holidays are over. I hope that everyone was able to make the best of their situations in 2023. But now it's time to get into the new year and start working on any goals that we might be setting. I personally don't do Specifically, I don't really do New Year's resolutions, but I always have goals I'm working towards and habits that I want to encourage, especially after the holidays when I'm very distracted and goals have kind of taken a back seat for the last few weeks or month, really. So I wanted to share how I prep for the new year and how I lay the foundations to help me reach my goals. Number one, rest. I know that a lot of y'all like to be prepped and ready so that you hit the ground running on January 1. But look, a lot of us, including myself, just can't do that. Normally, we're doing holidays right up until the ball drops on NYE and a couple hours after. So prepping beforehand is not going to happen. And the very first thing that I have to address on New Year's Day is rest. Rest is so important for this whole week. I just give myself this week to ease back into my routines at a pace that is comfortable. And I try really hard to allow myself to just rest and catch up on sleep and get used to being back in the schedule, pre-holiday schedule, my normal schedule, we'll call it. Number two, return to work, return to school prep. Laundry, tidy, lunches, anything else you guys can think of. Making sure that the necessary items are prepped, easy to locate, and ready to use so that the morning routine flows is definitely a priority. Number three, declutter the fridge and the kitchen. Just the food. Finish and throw away any leftovers, any junky food that's laying around. For us, I found some cookies and some chips. Clean out the fridge. And if you have time and energy, just go ahead and make it sparkle too. If not, just getting the stuff out of the fridge that doesn't support your health goals and off the cabinets, that's really good enough. Number four, meal plan. Food is a necessity. So if your meals aren't already planned out, then that makes this a top priority. Go ahead and plan out the next few meals so that you're not grabbing unhealthy snacks or takeout. Plan some somewhat healthy and easy to make meals to help you transition into your health goals. I actually don't think that it's the best idea to get too restrictive directly after the holidays. For a lot of people, this creates a lot of uncomfortable symptoms like stomach aches, headaches, nausea, lightheadedness. So go ahead, don't beat yourself up. Go ahead and give yourself that in-between week where you're making better decisions, but you're still allowing yourself a little leeway if you need to. That's my favorite approach. That way you're not making yourself just absolutely miserable and sick for no reason. Number five, exercise. Personally, exercise is part of my daily routine, but sometimes even after the holidays, I even need just a little bit of a reboot. Just more like we're more likely to be more tired than usual. So allow yourself this week to go a little lighter with your routine if you need it. Or if you're starting a new fitness routine, this is my reminder to you to take it slow. Trying to do new routines full out on day one will create some really uncomfortable symptoms and even rhabdo for people, which can be dangerous. You're more likely to stick to exercise if it's comfortable and it actually makes you feel better, not worse. So start where you are and not where you want to be and work your way up. Number six, declutter and put away your holiday decor. If you run across anything that did not work for you this year or you're just not using it, don't keep putting it back with your decor and getting it out every single year. Go ahead and let it go. But yeah, go ahead. If your holiday decorations still are sitting around, they're just going to make you feel more cluttered and more behind life than you are. So go ahead and start working on that. Take your time. It'll get done eventually. Number seven, go ahead and sort and declutter holiday gifts or gifting items. If you know the gift isn't going to work for you, it's okay to exchange, return, donate that gift to someone who can use it. I have a video on this if that makes you uncomfortable and you need a little more encouragement, but take a minute to appreciate the thought and the energy of the gift and let it go if you can, if you feel comfortable enough. This year, I just had a few items that needed to be exchanged. They were the wrong sizes, and then I had a couple duplicates. You know, there's no sense in holding on to a duplicate item that really will never get used. So then I actually had some things that I bought to gift and realized that they weren't going to work before they were ever even gifted. So those items also need to be returned. And you got to do this in January usually because that return window is usually cut off about the 15th. And then number 8, start your new calendar and restart planning if it falls off during the holidays. like mine does. Make sure that you copy any important dates from last year. Make a quick note of anything that you really need to plan for and get done in this first part of the month or in the upcoming month, so that you don't miss anything while you're getting back into the swing of things and you're returning to your normal routines. And yeah, this is how I set myself up at the beginning of the year. It's just kind of a look at everything. So I make sure nothing important is like falling away, and then I'm not losing ground. And then, starting next week, I'll start hitting it a little bit harder and really getting back into the grind. But those are the things that I focus on for the first week of the year. What are your priorities for this week? I'm curious to know if I'm sure this is not an exhaustive list, so I'd love to know what you guys are working on this week. And do you normally have all the things that I mentioned? Are they done already for you on January 1, or do you have to work on them a little bit throughout January? Very curious to know how we all work. All right, you guys, well, I'll see you again soon. Bye. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is April. I go by Ruby Rouge here on the YouTubes. This video is super duper late. It's almost the end of March. I usually try to get this video out in January, but this is all of the makeup that I used up in last year. I don't even remember what last year was. It's been too long. So 2021. I've already got some stuff. I've already got the first category kind of laid out here. I know this isn't like super makeup-y, but I just, it's hard sometimes to make really clear categories for things like this. So anyways, I did want to point out some really quick notes. I thought this was really cool. So I am going to go ahead and tell you the total of today's video is going to add up to at least $413, give or take a few items. Once again, that all of this gets really kind of confusing sometimes, and it's hard to decide which price to use. Is it the price you paid or the retail price? I usually try to use the retail price. But anyways, so today's total is going to be $413. 2020 was actually only $392. 2019 was $443, and then 2018 was $985. So I went from working a full-time job out of the house for the year of 2018, and look at the difference. It's almost double the price, double the amount of makeup. So anyways, I just found that really interesting. But let's get started with this video. So the first category I have is, this is just kind of lip balms, lip prep, lip scrub. I do actually wear the Burt's Bees. The original formula, the very waxy kind of thick formula, is so perfect underneath makeup. So I do consider it part of my makeup routine. As well as the Sugar Plum Fairy lip scrub. I do like to use a lip scrub on occasion, prep my lips, get them ready for lipstick. And yeah, so these are the products that I use. Every single product sitting here was a good enough product. I bought this random chapette at a gas station in the middle of nowhere. But yes, everything here I would repurchase again. They were all really nice products. They all did their job. They all kept my lips moisturized, and I have no complaints with any of these. Moving on to nails. So I have a favorite. This is my Onyx Professional Nail Polish Remover. I find it a little bit hard to believe that I used all three of these last year, but they were all three in my empties. So I don't know if I've just found one and it was misplaced or what happened here, but I do find it hard to believe that I used all three of these. But this is my favorite. This is pretty much the only one I buy as long as it's available. It just works the best for me. It doesn't seem to like damage my nails or anything too bad. And it's like the only thing that gets off like some of these more stubborn polishes. And I don't know. It works well. And then we have 3 Seche Vite. Seche Vite's my go-to quick dry top coat. I just find that it's for the price, the availability, the usefulness of it. It's kind of the best one that I've found. I don't have any issues with it. I know some people say that they get shrinkage and stuff. I don't really get that with Seche Vite, except for very, very, very occasionally. So I don't know. It's a favorite of mine. I would always recommend it. If I find something better, I would be willing to switch, but I just haven't really found anything that works better for me that is so readily available. Then I have this Nail Tech Hydrate Step 2. I did finish this. It was okay. I was having trouble. Since I've had my son, I have my nails just aren't as quite as great as they used to be. So I've been trying to find different ways to help them stay strong. This was okay. If I'm going through a rough patch with my nails and they're feeling chippy or splitty, I'll use that. I didn't feel like it was great though. It's not like perfect. I'm still looking is what I should say. This is the Formula X nail top coat. This actually could have been in with the Seche Vite because it is a lot. It was very, very similar to Seche Vite, but they don't sell that anymore. And then the OPI Natural Nail Base Coat. This is what I've been using for the past a few years. It seems to work okay to keep my nails from staining. It dries really quickly and it's pretty easy to use. It's really it's kind of thin, so it doesn't really add much drying time or texture to your polish. So yeah, I appreciate that one. And then I have 3 nail polishes that I used. So I'll do this one first. This is actually the, I'm finishing up. So this was the Sephora Pantone Color of the Year for 2013. This was the color of my wedding. I got married in 2013. I'm actually using, so it came in a 3-pack with different finishes. So this was the glitter, and then this was just the satin, and then there was like a metallic. So I'm actually finishing up the last one in that kit right now. Super cute. The formula was good. I really enjoyed these. They were fun. Something to do every year with the Pantone colors. And then I have these 2 from Sally Hansen. This is one of my favorite go-to polishes. It does dry very quickly. It wears pretty well. I can get usually 4 or 5 days out of these. And for a quick dry polish, that's pretty amazing. I am one of those people, I hate to sit and wait for my nails to dry. I hate it. It is a big deal. It is a big deal for me. I know that for some people that's kind of the enjoyable part, but for me it is just not. Different strokes for different folks. I totally appreciate you guys too. But yeah, I can't stand it. But these 2 are Making Mauves, and this one is in Neutral, and I think these were both really good neutrals for me. This was more of like a mushroomy neutral, and this was a little bit more of like a warm, kind of a nude almost. Moving on to like prep type products, we have this Cover FX Illuminating Primer, this Lorac Behind the Scenes Primer. I don't know where it's at, but I'm missing a Makeup Forever mini about this size. I had that as a primer, and then the MAC Prep and Prime Fix Plus. I don't think that I would repurchase any of these at this point. I actually did repurchase another mini, or picked up another mini in a sample opportunity of the Makeup Forever primer. I do like that one. It's silicone free, and it does seem to help just mattify and make my pores look a little bit nicer, but I wouldn't buy a full size of that. It's just not a product. I don't use primers all that much, I think is what I'm trying to say here. I don't find them to be all that effective. I don't, eye primers I don't think are all that effective. And then this illuminating primer, I think I managed to use this up, but I end up having to use it on my skin just because I do not need an illuminating primer, and it was just too much. I did already purchase the MAC Prep and Prime again. I don't know if I will after that. I only use the MAC Prep and Prime to foil shadows, and I've since found other ways to foil shadows that doesn't require so much moisture getting into the shadow. So I think I'm going to probably use what I have and probably not buy it again. I was looking on the website for MAC the other day, and this stuff was $30. Well, I was looking up the price of this. It was $30. Has this stuff always been $30, or did the price raise? I'm like, certainly I didn't pay $30 for this. I'm sure that I got it on discount, but Okay, mascara. This is the Pretty Vulgar. All of these were good. Tarte Big Eco. I had a good mascara year last year, which was exciting. I appreciate that. Pretty Vulgar and Milk Kush. Out of all of these, I did repurchase the Milk Kush because I felt like it had the added benefit of actually helping my eyelashes to grow. I don't know if I ever checked that out, if that was like a real thing or if I was just making that up in my head. I don't think I ever checked out. Does it have like some like growth serum or something in it, or was it just in my head? Pretty Vulgar. I really actually enjoyed this. This was something from BoxyCharm, and I think both of these, to be honest, were very similar to Better Than Sex mascara, which I do like the Better Than, yeah, look at the wands. I mean, very, very similar in both of these. A drier formula, which I do like. They both lasted, I feel like, a little bit longer than actual Better Than Sex mascara. Even the Milk Kush, I felt, had a similar, I might be wrong on that. No. This is more similar to this MAC mascara that I used to love that MAC discontinued. That's what was happening here. So I repurchased the Milk Kush mascara in the full size, and then I have these two that I finished, and they were all good. Moving on to some concealer that I finished. I have the Tarte Shape Tape in Medium Honey and this Bare Minerals. I don't know, it's either light or medium. I use either one of those. I love both of these. I really enjoy both of these. I do kind of add a little bit of, I shear out the Tarte Shape Tape. I know a lot of people are like, it's heavy and it's so greasy, but it's perfect for me if I just use just a tiny bit and then like really shear it out. And then this Bare Minerals Bare Skin Serum Concealer was so good. And I just realized when I was doing the prices for this video, they have discontinued it. I was really disappointed that they discontinued it because this was a really good brightening and silicone-free concealer. It was just really nice. So I'm very disappointed about that, but whatevs. Powders. I did finish a lot of powder last year, so I think I had started quite a few and had made pretty good progress. So I have this Becca Hydra Mist powder that I did finish. I'm really glad this one's gone. I liked it. I thought it was good, but it wasn't my favorite powder ever. So that was a nice finish. And then same with these two. So It by Pores used to be one of the best powders on the market. And then I think when it got purchased, which this was a while ago, but when they got purchased, they reformulated this powder, and it was still good, but it wasn't as good, and I hadn't found anything to replace it, but now I have. I've found better powders. I don't like this anymore. I won't be picking it up again. It oxidizes, which is one of the probably the biggest problem for this powder now in the new formula. It just, if you're fairer than like a medium tan, it oxidizes and it looks a little bit orange, and it just kind of messes up your makeup. So not a big fan of that. I had to mainly focus on using that up in the summer. I have these kind of lip products, 3 color products, I guess, kind of. I finished up Marc Jacobs Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. I finished up this, Dominique Cosmetics Peach Tea, and I finished up e.l.f. Lip Plumping Gloss in Peach Bellini. I wouldn't purchase any of these again, really. This one was just, it was a really nice product, but it's $20. And I'm like, yeah, I don't know. It wasn't $20 for me. They discontinued this, even though the Marc Jacobs the Marc Jacobs lipstick formula was amazing. It's been discontinued, and e.l.f. This I might pick up, but just not in this color. I would pick it up because it's affordable. However, I probably wouldn't because it is supposed to be a plumping gloss. It's not very plumping, and this color was not very good for me. But otherwise, I mean, it's just a super cheap gloss that if you needed one on the fly, I could see picking that up. And lastly, I think that I have this Real Technique sponge, and I mean, it just disintegrated, and I didn't use it that much. I think this is from an older batch. I well, what I'm trying to say is I think I've had it for a couple years. So I'm hoping they fix this problem, because back like when Real Technique sponges first came out, they were pretty good. They were pretty good. And then I used the original ones I purchased, and then I bought some more, and they have just been awful. Like 1 or 2 washes and they're just basically disintegrating. So I hope, let me know you guys if they have fixed that, please. I mean, that was terrible. I tend to just buy the beauty blenders. I try to find them when they're half off or whatever, and then it's not a big deal for me because those do last me forever. But yeah, I was really disappointed. Like, I mean, that was pretty rough. And I promise I haven't even used that one that much. Okay, guys, I think that is the video for today. That's all the makeup that I used in 2021. I am on track already to do better in 2022. Hopefully I will actually, you know, well, it doesn't matter. It kind of doesn't matter. I like using what I have. I like enjoying what I have. And as long as I'm doing that, that's the fun part for me. And yeah, so thank you so much for stopping by and checking out all of the makeup. And I'll see you again soon. Bye.